Welcome to MyCloud Messenger. So here is the portal that you will see. Your provider will present you with the portal information as far as the address, which is portal.mycloudmessenger.com /login. They will also provide you with your workspace name, what username or email to log in with, as well as your password. Once you have done this once, it will stay there, it remembers, and you don't have to keep remembering. So that's a really nice feature. All right, let's log in. It takes you to your home screen here that gives you just some information, but basically we don't really stay on this screen. Now the dashboard does the same thing, but just a little bit more. Click on that. You will see most recent chats, the last 10 or so. It'll show what users are logged in. It will just give a few different stats here. Who's had the longest exchange, most talkative, things like that. Chat box, next up, is where you're going to see the text that come in. So let's say someone texts you. Boom. It comes up because I'm online. But let's say I didn't come online and I heard the little sound and I logged into this. I would see it in my active chats. So I go in here and I see, hi, this is a test. I could respond, hi, how can I help you? Okay. And you would click the arrow button and it would respond. Now, you'll see little features here. This is, you could put a template if you've made a template, which we'll go over. You could put images. That means you upload any type of media from your computer, pictures, things like that. Let's say you want to release it to the queue. So let's say you don't want to keep it in your active chats. You can put it over to your queue because they're not going to respond right away. Put it over here. And that's because in your active chats, you'll notice here, it only allows up to 4 active chats in this column. So if they're not going to respond for a while, just release it to the queue and you could have multiple over here. Now let's say you don't know if they'll ever answer. So you could just complete that interaction, right? Click on that. It takes it away, but let's say you want to text them again. Well, you could go back to your dashboard. That's one of the places. And you could see it right here. You could go to the little wheel, the settings wheel, and you could open the chat again. You could view it. You could blacklist them, delete it, close it if you like, or release it to queue. So let's say you go, oh, I didn't want to take it out of queue. All right, well, I'll release it to queue. And I go over here and look, it's back in. So I can, complete it again because I don't really need it. And it'll go back. So you can find it in the dashboard. Also, eventually it'll show up in the log. The log here shows like today, this is what text we had. I could click on any one of them and look at the text, see what time, who answered, things like that. I could do it for a week. It shows from Sunday to Saturday, but you could also look at contact log. This takes a little bit, but you'll see all the texts and you could view them right on the right side here. If you wanted to look at reports, let's say of text that you've had in the past, let's say you want to know what's your stats for your company. You could go to volume and let's say you want to look at the past month. It'll give you some information of your volume with graphs. Also, it could tell you hour by hour when you had the most going on. You can just see what agents did the most. It gives you a summary right here. And you can take a look at that one. Or go back, you could do it by user. You could look at each user, what their statistics are. Campaigns, which we'll go over. Now, let's say we want to go to our users. This is the people that are logging in to this portal. So these are your employees and yourself. You'll see multiple people can have different logins, but you may have it where only one can log in at a time. But it's good to have them as their own separate users so that you can know the stats of each person and who answered what text, especially for training purposes. So let's say you got a new employee, we want to add them, right? So let's add the user, and username, we're going to do their first name. So let's say it's John. And we've got a password here. We could create a new one, or it gives us one here. And I'm going to put his first name, John, his last name, Doe. I'm going to give him an email address because he might need to be notified of text. So put John Doe at touchbasetelecom.com. Let's say we also want what his phone number is. So that could be his cell phone if he wants the text there. So let's see, 520-555-5555, and we'll set up for him to be notified by text. First of all, you can pick what role you want for him. You're going to see a little question mark here behind roles. You click on that, it's going to give basically what the definition, what they can do under any of these names. If you want them to be able to do everything, that means answer texts, add users, add contacts, delete contacts, make templates, all kinds of things, we suggest putting it as an administrator. That's going to be your best. And then, this is very important. Make sure you attach it to your primary group. What number? If you only have one main number that's being texted, you're only going to have one group here. So you're going to pick that so that whenever he texts, it's going to come from this phone number and go to this phone number. So this is important. All right, now you're going to save this, and you will see John Doe right here, right? Perfect. So we've got him all set as a user. Now, contacts. This is for people that are maybe your customers or businesses you work with. Ones that you want to know that you're going to be texting back and forth with. So you can add your contacts here. You can do it one by one by adding contact. You can bulk import. However, it only adds by CSV file. So not PDF, but CSV file. So the easiest way to do that is to add a contact here, then export it. It's going to export it in a CSV file. You can add all your contacts to that CSV file and then save it and bulk import it right over to this. Now, let's say you just wanted to add a contact. So let's say we want to add John Doe as our contact because we've got to contact him too. So I'm going to put John Doe, and I'm going to pick his number 520-555-5555. I can put his email in here, John Doe at touchbasetelecom.com. And let's say you want to know he works for Touchbase Telecom. Okay. You could put his address, his fax, his birthday, whatever information you want. And then you're going to save this. Now, you'll see here, oh, there's a contact already with this number. Okay, so I already had a contact with that same phone number. So it's not going to let me do it now. That was good to see. Well, let's do it again with a different phone number this time. All right, so let's see here. John Doe. Let's do it again. John Doe. I'm going to put 520-888-8888. Shouldn't have that one. And now let's put his email again. He is with Touchbase Telecom. And we're going to save it again. All right, it says contact created, so perfect. We'll see his information here. Now we could add tags to him. This is really great for when you're going to be doing text to certain people. So let's say we add text. Let's say he is an employee. So I had a tag for that, so I'm going to put him under that. Let's say I'm going to put him for Touch-Base Telecom. Let's say you had multiple people under Touch-Base Telecom. You could add that in case you want to ever, text everybody from Touch-Base Telecom. So you put that as a tag. All right, so we're good there. Perfect. So now you've made your contact. Now let's say you want to send out John a text. You could do a time text. This is really for like one individual that you want to send in a timed fashion. So let's say, first of all, we put in John's name. We got John Doe right there. And you want to send it out in 5 minutes from now. Or let's just say I'm going to send it out. Let's say January 1st, I'm going to send it out. And I could use a template. I'll show you how to make a template. But let's say we send it out for Friday Casual Wear Day. And it'll automatically put in a message for me that I had already set up. Hello, first name, and it's going to add John. Remember that this Friday is Casual Dress Day. See you then. So let's say I did that on January 1st. But he might need 2 reminders. So I'm going to add another one. And this time it's going to be on January 2nd. And I can put it whatever time I want. This time I'm going to say, again, hello, remember, today is Casual Dress Day. So I could do it that way. Today is Casual Dress Day. See you soon. See? And so those have been schedules. You could just keep adding and adding time texts like that. Pretty cool. And then you would just click schedule and it would schedule it out for January 1st. Most times, let's say you want to do multiple people in a group message. We call that a campaign. Let's go to campaigns. Campaigns are fantastic. You'll see that you can save them, you can make drafts, you can copy them, you can look at the report of it, make sure it delivered. There's so much you can do with this. So first of all, I'm going to create a campaign. So you're going to be just starting out, so you got to start somewhere, right? So you're going to enter a campaign name. So let's say Casual Friday. Now you could add all your contacts, but you probably don't want all your customers to know that. So you could put it to certain criteria. It automatically puts tag. So let's say, remember we had tag, we had employees. So let's apply that. And everybody that's tagged with employee, you can look at it. You click on there. You'll see all the employees. But let's say, yeah, they don't work here anymore. I need to get rid of that. So I'll take that away. Yeah, these look good. Let's do these 4. You can save it as a draft if you're not ready to do it yet. You could go here, schedule it for a certain date and time if you'd like. But let's say you're just wanting to do it now. You continue. This shows what phone number it's being sent from. You can do a template. Remember we had the template. I'll put Friday Casual Wear Day and I'll say hello, first name. And it'll say hello, Gina. Hello, Billy. Hello, Joe. Remember that this Friday is Casual Dress Day. See you then. You can have the opt-out message, but it's for employees, so you could take that off because it's just your employees. But if it's for customers, we advise putting this in for legal purposes. Now you could also do an MMS. Let's say you wanted to add a picture or something. So I could add my virtual contact card. And that shows my logo with my business name, Touch-Base Telecom, right there. And it'll show that Touch-Base Telecom is texting you. That's really good as far as letting them know who's texting them in case they don't have you in their phone, things like that. And then you can send the campaign. Now let's say we send it. It takes us back to the list here. And you'll see that it's been sent today. Now I'm going to view the report. Let's make sure it was really sent. Uh-oh, it says all 4 failed. Oh no. Delivery rate 0. Yeah, it shows John failed, John, Billy, and Gina. Oh no. So then you could maybe start a new one, or you could go back. You still want the same people, so you can make a copy. The name will be Casual Friday Copy. You could change that name if you like. That's up to you. It's going to have the same 4 people. That makes it easier. You can just continue. And maybe you'd want to do something else. Maybe not have the virtual contact card. Maybe you didn't have that to begin with. And you could send the campaign again. So you see, that's what's great about campaigns, is that you could look at this. You could see if it's been delivered. It saved it for me because I just jumped out of it. And then I could go back and I can edit it. See? Perfect for making text. Now you probably noticed there how we have in our contacts, we made tags. You can look at different ones here. So you can see, like, we had John Doe. You can see he's got the tags, employee, touch-base telecom. The more tags, the better. That way you can text different groups. And also, remember we talked about templates. I'm going to show you how to make a template. So in your template, this is, you read this information here. Basically, you're going to put a name of the template so that you can identify it when you're looking at all your different templates. Let's say you want to make a template for Donut Day, right? So you could say, hey, everyone, or we can copy and paste this. Boom. Hey, whoever it goes to, it's going to show their first name. Hey, Gina. Hey, Billy. And I put a little comma. Remember, this Friday is Donut Day. Hope you bring your appetite. And then you click on Create Template. It's going to save it right here, Donut Day. So that when you go back and you make a campaign or a time text, you could pick a template. And you could pick that template, Donut Day. It'll always stay there unless you want to delete it. But you see, I have different templates. It makes it really nice. And you could put any of these variables so that it adds their information to it in case you need that in the text. Now, you also notice that we were putting a virtual contact card. So you would go up to your settings. And in here, you will see a virtual contact card. So I could click on this, but basically you would enable these so that it shows your name, what your phone number is. You could put the logo. So I uploaded a picture of our logo design so that when I add the virtual contact card, it would show all this information to them. Makes it look very professional. And it also notifies them, hey, this is a legit text. Don't block me. Because if they think you're a scam, they'll block you. So let's say you get John Doe. Let's say John Doe, he's been bugging you with text and you don't want him to text you anymore. We could go to edit. We go to him. And you see, notice here, you could blacklist him. Blacklist means you won't receive any more text from him. So it'll ask you, are you sure? Yes. You want a blacklist? I'll say, yes, I want a blacklist. All right. John Doe is not going to be in our active list anymore. He will now be under the blacklisted. Let's look this. There he is. So John is now blacklisted. But let's say John's been on his best behavior. You want him to text you again. You made a mistake. Go to edit again. Go to the bottom. Now whitelist him. Yes, I mean whitelist. Boom. He will be out of the blacklisted and back in your contacts. There he is. Boom, right there. Now, over here, you'll see blocking. That is not from you. That is if another person has blocked your text, you will see that. Let's say you've texted them and they blocked you. It'll show right here. So blacklist is when you block them from texting you, and blocking is when they have blocked you from texting them. Or deleted. Let's say you had a contact and you're like, oh, that wasn't anything. You could delete a contact. It'll put it in here. Because you never know, you might want to say, oh, I accidentally deleted it. You could put it back into the active. So now let me show you some of these icons. There's different ways to get to different menus. First of all, this is where it's going to show your primary phone number, what the person, when you text them, what they're going to see, and what number you're going to give them so that they can text you. This is your user list, so you can get it from here or from here. This is where you want to send an outbound text. Let's say you're like, I don't have time to go to time text or campaigns. You can go right here, new outbound message. You can search by name. Let's say Gina. Boom. I'm going to click Gina, and I'm going to do it right there. Or let's say I could put a new contact. I could just put the phone number. I could put the name. It's up to me, but I could just text someone brand new. Right here is where you request help. This is not really something that's ever really used, but let's say you've got another agent, another employee on the portal with you. If you click on this, it's going to show this little warning with your name on it. And whoever's online is going to say, oh, so-and-so needs help. But it's not something that a lot of people use, but at least you know it's there. Pause incoming text. If you don't want any text coming into you, you can pause them. I don't suggest doing that because if you forget, you could keep that paused. It's not the best, but at least you know it's there. Also, up here, question mark is where the manual is. This is beautiful. You can download this product manual. It gives information on how to text, how to do a user, contacts, all in written format in case you like to be able to see it step by step. So that's the way to get the manual. Okay, so that takes us to the end of our lesson. If you have any questions, please call us. Our number is right here, 520-230-5500. Any of our agents will be happy to answer questions. We can even set up a personal demonstration of the MyCloud Messenger with you to answer any further questions or to have live interaction about it. I hope this helps, and thank you for everything. Have a great day.